Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the new Chanel fragrance, the Coco Mademoiselle L'Eau Privée. I have here a sample. If you don't believe in reviewing samples, turn away now. Go and watch something else. This is not a full review. This is just going to be my thoughts on the fragrance and the marketing and my experience of wearing it today. So I have used, so this is a fairly generous sample and it was brand new, and as you can see, in one day, so I've only really worn it today, I have used almost the entire sample. So you have an idea of how much I've used. Now then, let's talk about it. So it's called Coco Mademoiselle L'Eau Privée Eau pour la nuit. Eau pour la nuit, night fragrance, or water for the night, I think it translates as, but it also says night fragrance on here. Now the marketing for this is that it is not a nighttime going out scent, it's a nighttime going to bed scent. So this is a bed scent. It's not a big loud fragrance for clubbing or date night or anything else. Now, if you are familiar with Coco Mademoiselle, the original fragrance, be it the EDT or the EDP, you'll know that both of them are pretty loud. They are very much in your face, loud, massive, projecting, huge sillage fragrances. They are extremely noticeable. It's a fragrance I'm very familiar with. I used to work with someone who would wear Coco Mademoiselle, and you would smell it around the building, not necessarily when she was in the room with you. It's that potent, it's very potent, and I always recognize it when I'm out and about. If someone's wearing it, it's very recognizable, much like Thierry Mugler's Alien. It's the same thing, or Tom Ford's Black Orchid. It's one of those big, loud and very distinctive fragrances. The original Coco Mademoiselle, the florals are quite screechy, and what I mean by that is they're very high pitched and sharp, which is not to everybody's taste. I find them just a bit too sharp, and I think probably combined with a sharp citrus as well. The fragrance is very sharp and bright. It's pretty, it's a fruity floral with a patchouli backbone, so it's got depth. For me, the fragrance is just a bit too distinctive. It's a little, I wouldn't call it common, but it's quite well used, and I'm not one that wants to wear a fragrance other people are probably going to or potentially could recognise. Sometimes I will, but when it comes to Coco Mademoiselle, it's almost too distinctive for my taste and a little bit too loud for my taste. So this new version, the one that they are saying you should wear to bed, how do I feel about that? Well, I don't think that marketing is aimed at the likes of me, and if you're a frag head, if you've got a small collection or any sort of collection of fragrances, it's not really aimed at you. I think this is aimed at the luxury market. Probably it's aimed at females who maybe have a small collection of fragrances, maybe 2 or 3 fragrances that they wear as signature scents, and just want to add another luxury to their nighttime routine. I think that's what they're going for. The likes of you and I, if you are a frag head watching this, we already probably, well, I know I do, I always wear a fragrance, if not a couple, to bed. And I tend to pick, well, I pick whatever I'm in the mood for, but I wouldn't normally pick anything very bright and zesty because that would have a more of an awakening effect. I would choose more calming and sweet and cozy type scents, more mellow scents. So in that respect, L'Eau Privée is a more mellow version of Coco Mademoiselle. I wore it on my arm today and I went for a walk, and so I sprayed loads all up here, and I also had loads all around here. And I would say for the first half an hour or so, you can smell it, and it is projecting a little bit off your skin. So not far, only so much. And then it does get really, really close to the skin. So this is supposed to be a very light fragrance that is just for you, or perhaps just you and your partner or partners. You know, everyone can live how they want to live, and therefore it's not supposed to project, of course. In terms of longevity, I've been reading reviews on Fragrantica because I haven't given this enough time myself to comment, except to say that it's still a skin scent on me, touch more than a skin scent, and we are over 2 hours in, so it's not dead and gone after 2 hours. It's there. This is one of those your skin but better type fragrances. Now, of course, what matters most is how it smells, and I've just resprayed the back of my hand literally a few minutes before I started filming. The notes on this one, you have mandarin, rose, jasmine and musk. That's it, 4 notes in the listing. You do get a tiny hint of the orangey scent of mandarin. It's not a particularly loud mandarin note. It seems to mingle with the florals, so jasmine and rose. It's almost like they all come out together rather than it being the citrus first and then the florals follow. It's all together. Very mellow though, all 3 mingling together to almost make their own accord, with this light musk in there. It's a lovely clean musk, kind of laundry musk-ish. It's not a heavy musk though, it's not too much. If you hate musky scents, it's not extremely musky, but there's a fair amount. You can notice it. You can notice it from the offset, but what I found is after that first sort of 45 minutes, the florals and the citruses really do dissipate and leave much more musk than anything else. So what's left here, which is a 2 hour mark here, is just this soft, powdery, clean musk. A little bit like the Body Shop's white musk, but not as soapy clean. This is more powdery, so a bit like a talcum powder, but not heavy powder. Just imagine you just took a tiny bit of talc in your fingers and you just sprinkled it on top. So it's not lots and lots of powder, but there is definitely a powdery muskiness. The patchouli note that's in the original Mademoiselle is not in this. So that means you're not going to get the same depth and you're not going to get the same sort of earthy tone, and also patchouli is very good for sticking to the skin, so it's a very good adhesive for a perfume, so you don't have that. I do feel like there's a tiny hint of something sweet in here, almost like the minusculest amount of an amber accord, just a tiny hint, something. There's something in here that's just giving it a tiny bit of depth, but not so much. It's mostly about the musk. In my opinion, this fragrance is not for me. I wouldn't buy it. It's probably not for the average frag head, because most people don't want a skin scent, or the average frag head doesn't want a skin scent. This is a good fragrance for someone that wants a really subtle scent, someone perhaps who has to have a subtle scent for work. Perhaps you work with other people and you have to be careful about what you wear. Perhaps you just don't like a strong scent and you just want something that's purely for you, that's your skin but better. That is where this fragrance has its value. Or perhaps you're not a frag head and you are one of the people that the marketing is targeting, and you're just looking to add a little luxury step into your nighttime routine. Then why not go ahead and go for it? There are, in my opinion, you can wear whatever you want to bed anyway. I personally just choose something that I am in the mood for, and I'll spray maybe a little bit lighter if it's a stronger fragrance. But Chanel are obviously trying to sell fragrance, and it might just be that that's what you want. You want that beautiful bottle on your vanity, and you want that as part of your nighttime routine, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, of course. But for me, I won't be purchasing. I actually do like it. I think if you like Coco Mademoiselle but you find it way too strong and overpowering, you should give this a go and just see if it works out for you. It may well play slightly differently on your skin chemistry. It might project a little bit more, or you might be okay with the way that it projects, or you could try it on close and you probably get a better, at least a sillage, if not a projection. So as you wander around, you'll probably still leave quite a nice trail, but it's just not that big, massive Coco Mademoiselle bomb. This is Coco Mademoiselle Very Light, Très Légère, they should have called it. So if that's what you're looking for, a very light version of Coco Mademoiselle, you may well find that this is the answer to all your prayers. Overall, I think it's pretty. I think that lovely musky clean dry down is actually really nice, but as I said, it's just not the kind of thing that I need in my collection. I hope that was useful, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you've tried this fragrance in the comments below and what you thought of it, and I will see you in the next video.